Ba, 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 ba. Now, I promise I'm not going to be biased because of the t shirt that I'm wearing. But I just wanted to quickly revisit the beef. Was it 2 months or a month later? And my assessment is Drake won the beef, Kendrick Lamar won the streets. Because there was a point where it started to become like a gossip column. Because one, Drake is battle tested. Drake has been through the trenches. Drake has taken a lot of people at a time. Because one, the industry envies Drake's success. The man has been nothing but net for the past 15 plus years. This is coming from someone who's, if I was to pick a side, which I'm not, I'd pick Kendrick because Kendrick is a better lyricist. He goes deeper, touching topics, and like his criticism has always been, you rap too much, or you rap too little, or you're not being commercial enough, or you're not being vulnerable enough, which he did. And as we all know, fans never know what they want. They're always going to complain about whatever you give them. So that's just my 2 cents perspective. But I was having a discussion with a friend of mine, and he gave me such a good insight. He was like, Drake wants what Kendrick wants, and Drake wants what Kendrick has, and Kendrick wants what Drake has. Because one, Drake is probably struggling to understand why is it that the rest of the fan base likes Kendrick so much, because I feel like I also have it. You find that most of Kendrick's fan base just views Drake as a pop star, and Drake always wants to prove that he's not just a pop star, he's quote unquote an MC. And Kendrick also probably struggles to understand why he can't get the rest of Drake's fan base, because he's a lyricist messiah of some sort. So in a way, it's, I don't know, it's such a weird Vegeta Goku type battle where one wants to be as strong as the other, but one does something better than the other, and the other does something better than the other, and you find that they cater for whoever's out there. That's just a rough view of how I see it. And like I said, for me, Family Matters was a very, very good diss song because one, he played on whatever Kendrick was doing with like the triple beat switches. Uh, as much as the AI rap thing left a sour taste in people's mouths, I also didn't even listen to it because, yeah, I respect legends like that, which is probably not a valid excuse, but it also went to show you, Hori. Drake has been in the trenches, so he's gonna use whatever arsenal is in his arsenal to try and win the beef. And the gloves came off, talking about each other's kids, and like I said, there was a point where it sort of turned into a gossip column where it was like, okay, are we going to actually diss each other or dissect each other's lyrics and all those things? Which again is valid because they sort of couldn't find too many holes because they are very good established rappers. So that's my 2 cents perspective that uh, no one anticipated Hore Not Like Us would be a nuke because it's a club song. It's Euphoria was a better diss track, like by all accounts. All my peers agree. And it again proves my point that a well thought out song usually doesn't really do well because now, if you go with Not Like Us, people are dancing to it. It has a nice chorus. You can play it in the club. You can't do the same thing for Euphoria. So that's what I'm saying. Everyone in the streets is like jamming to the song. It's a victory lap and all those things, but Family Matters is such a good song. There's beat switches that Kendrick is known for. They are being used against him. And again, it goes to Drake's experience. He's been in these trenches before. There's no well documented beef where Kendrick is going bar for bar with someone and it's not subliminals and all those things. So this is actually the first time in plain view where Kendrick is actually going head to toe with someone, and like a lot of people, even casual music fans, know that yo, Drake and Kendrick are beefing. What do you think? Like everyone is like invested, everyone has an opinion, and it has ignited the spark in hip hop and all those things. And I guess my final thought is whoever you think won, hip hop won because people are speaking about it. And that's the other thing that I wanted to address, that hip hop is not dead, people are just not listening. But because we are in a TikTok era where people just look at something for 15 seconds and move on to the next best thing and forget what's actually happening, hip hop is very much alive and well. But for the sake of pop culture and trends and all those things, we can say that that blip in history was a good moment for hip hop, speaking to the people that peak at hip hop once in a while and go on with their lives. So I would say Drake won the beef, but Kendrick won the streets. And one thing about street fights, the street always wins.